I'm Adam Marino.
And I'm Mike Marino. That's right, we're related.
We are two cousins talking music and how it relates to us.
And why it should relate to you.
This is How It's Related. All right, it's Wednesday again.
Probably.
And we have some death. Let's just get into it.
So metal.
That is metal.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, we'll go through the story. So I found out about Ozzy passing from the lady Amber, who I do the Monday radio show with. So she's always out of the loop. So quick funny story as we start the show with a funny story. Lately we have been. So our funny story takes us to a Thursday afternoon. It was a warm day, and
hilarious.
And no, it was regarding the Coldplay thing. That's so played out. We don't need to talk about it. But here's what happened.
Out of the loop on that, but that's okay. Keep going.
So the Coldplay thing, the CEO got caught canoodling.
Yeah, CEO
you know,
of what?
well, who cares? It's a CEO. He's semi-famous.
That could be anyone.
It's a very big company, and he's canoodling with the HR lady, and they're both married, and it's caught on the jumbotron.
Okay.
And Chris Martin called him out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is hilarious. That couple's either cheating or they're just shy. You just ruined their lives.
I swear to God, Chris Martin was in the room for a second.
Yeah, okay.
Chris!
Coldplay?
Hold on.
Hey, Coldplay. So anyway, we're not talking about that. What I'm saying is when that story broke, the entire universe knew about it within 18 seconds, and that's fair. So I posted, and I will give myself a little credit here. I was a little clever. I was kind of first on the bandwagon of it, and I posted a picture of Coldplay in concert. It would have been from like maybe a couple years ago. I just posted it, and I said, does anyone want to go to a Coldplay concert with me? And it was so earlier in the game that it was enough where like I was one of the first people as you're scrolling. So I will give myself credit for that.
And people were like, I would, but I haven't. Yeah.
So Amber thought that it was a play on, give me a list of played out bands. And so she commented, say Nickelback and I'm in. And like, haha.
Yeah.
Saying that she thought Nickelback was played out and that I was posting for a played out. And I'm like, oh, good Lord.
Stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, really? You're that unaware of what's happening?
8 seconds later, she realized, oh.
So on Monday's show a couple days ago, I hammered her. Like, how could you not? And she's like, oh, gosh, I felt so stupid. So anyway, all that to say, she messaged me and said, oh, my gosh, now Ozzy. Because I also posted about Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, yeah.
Well, let's be honest. How do people really know him?
What else was he in? Stuff. I've seen him in stuff.
He's in Suits. Great. He was great in Suits in the later seasons.
Okay.
Anyway.
I didn't get that far.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really good. So, I got a message and I thought I didn't know if she was being. Now, I will give her credit because it was only 38 minutes. I looked after the AP and like after everything announced it. So she was pretty in the loop, so I got to give her credit. But that's how I found out. I was only 38 minutes late. That's not that bad. It means under an hour. So how did you find out? Reddit?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I was joking.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Reddit. Can we get sponsored by Spotify and Reddit? Is that?
When I go on the internet, that's the first place I go, and I go there for my news and stuff. But like, yeah, it was like one of the top things. I was like, no way.
And then you Google it and see the reports.
You don't see like on how on Facebook you'll see like clickbait articles like rest in peace, and it'll be like a picture of Courtney Cox or something like that. Like it's obviously fake. Like you don't see that because things get policed by the community. So yeah, I believed it right away, and then like it was on the news in the break room and all this stuff, and people were talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Osbourne.
So, what's your, now that it's officially over, his career, He just did.
They finished up their last tour, their last show, the big farewell concert, the Back to the Beginning thing, and they had a bunch of guest acts and stuff on it. And then
pretty cool.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, the timing, that's the way to go.
Right?
Yes, he period on the sentence.
So I'll say, which you can totally make fun of me for, this is how this show works, is like my look at music, you're like, dude, that's not the way that you're supposed to look at music. And I fully embrace it, but I'm just being honest. And I will say Ozzy Osbourne, for me, gained more popularity and more like, oh yeah, I guess they were really good, was when they used his stuff for let's go ding 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 which is absolutely stupid.
Technically that's Randy Rhoads because it's the guitar riff really. I mean, that's fine. It's a great way. See, I
and
kind of
Crazy Train and like sure. How, the rappers that used it, that's where for me
was that Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, that's not appropriate. That's not like Ozzy is that good. Here's what I'll equate that to. There was a real tweet by a random person when Kanye, Paul McCartney, and who was the female? I can't remember if it was Rihanna, but they did a song and all Paul McCartney did was play either the ukulele or like guitar just really light, and that's all he did. It was called 4 or 5 seconds or whatever. 4 or 5 seconds. So someone tweeted, this is why I love Kanye, because he'll always find the up and comer and make him big. Watch out, because Paul McCartney's name is going to be out there now. No, it was serious. It was legit. Like, they thought that Kanye had brought on Paul McCartney to like boost his career. That's how, okay, inappropriate, right? That's inappropriate. Yeah. Okay, well, Jail. I am saying, like, officer, I'm turning myself in. I am admitting that for me to like base anything for Ozzy Osbourne, like, off of that is ridiculous. I fully embrace that. But I'm just saying, I wasn't a huge, like, that was like over the top for me. Like, that was hardcore. And I was more like Van Halen. And because again, we're young. It's not like we were 22 years old when Ozzy was eating bats, like biting heads. Like, we weren't. We were freaking kids. Yeah. So like, let's not pretend that like, we weren't 30 years old, like, yeah, listening to music. We were young. So like any of that hardcore stuff, I get that played towards you because you're like into it, and that could be more your vibe. I totally get that. And that's why I want to ask you more about it. But I'm just admitting.
He did that on accident.
I don't know that story. He thought it was fake. Yeah. No, I think I did. I think I did know that. I think I've heard that. Which is hilarious. Why would they give him a real one?
Why would they give him a real one? I don't know. But they did. It was a dove.
But it wasn't alive.
No, it was.
Why would he think it's fake?
Because he was probably high.
Dude.
That's what he says. He didn't know it was.
Okay. Even though it was moving and trying to get away from me, that's what not alive things do. They try to leave. Yeah, okay. Sharon! Okay, so what was your first real introduction to Ozzy, and were you not high on drugs, like high on...
I was, but I mean, I'm in the age group where he was, when I started paying attention, his solo career was doing its thing. So like, I kind of I didn't go backwards. I knew about Black Sabbath and stuff. But yeah, it was first like his solo stuff, Crazy Train and forward. But I bought one of the first CDs, other than all the Metallica albums, was Black Sabbath's Paranoid. And I mean, I'm 13, somewhere around there. And yeah, it was great, like really influential for me. But the little asterisk that I'll put, and I'll make my point, I'll make it all cohesive and everything. For me, he was great in Black Sabbath. I mean, great performances and stuff. It changes, like everybody knows what the songs are, and then the people really in the know actually really know all the deep cuts and how great he was in the band. But he was not the band. To me, the band was the best part of Black Sabbath. He, to me, in my opinion,
he's not the X factor of it.
No, he was great. He did great stuff, and he's a great singer. Was a great singer. But for me, he really shined. Like, he was better to me in his solo stuff. All the way up to, like, I think I stopped paying attention, like, around Osmosis, which was, I think, 1996. And I mean, there's great stuff on that. It's,
yeah. Everyone has that.
Corny. It's the 80s rock.
Yeah, everyone probably has that. A point where they're like, yeah, I was done with Ozzy at so-and-so, whatever. And then the show comes out. That, like,
was that 2002, 2003?
It put him back, like, in the, like, and he was bloody losing it already. Like, it was kind of getting the shakes and all that.
People thought he was just an old crazy guy, maybe. Like, Bruce Jenner was an Olympic medalist, and everybody forgot. And when the Kardashians came out, he was just Chris's husband. And then
they forget that he was.
Caitlyn. We're not going to get into that. But the thing is that it's like he was like the man, the person. Can I even say that? Am I dead naming him? I am. Her. I'm dead naming her right now. But I'm sorry. Bruce Jenner did the things, the Olympic stuff. And
yeah.
Extremely famous
athlete. Yeah.
Bunch of time goes by, and now they're on a show, and he's just the guy in the background, like
who wears an earring.
Yeah.
And no one thought anything of it, and then all of a sudden, that was when he was, well, the way it was effeminate, and on the show, the Kardashians kind of call him out on. He's like, "What? I like it." Little did they know that was like he was starting to like have those thoughts. Yeah. It's crazy to think now.
He could have been having those thoughts his whole life.
Well, and I think there was a little bit. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but then Ozzy was just this kind of bumbling, incoherent. But he was on like some medication or something that was making him like that.
Oh, was it?
Is that what interviews after that, and he was much more clear.
Do we have? I was wondering. No, Trent Reznor. Nerp. No Black Sabbath or Ozzy on this.
But
on this wall.
I thought I got a VHS, which is like a cassette tape, but it has a video on it, right? Big 2 reels in a big plastic box. You put in this box that plays it.
You're explaining a VCR and okay. I
remember those.
I'm older than you, so.
It was Ozfest '96. Ozfest was brand new. I think that was the first year of it, and it had a bunch of bands that I really liked or was interested in. So
I bet. I could see that being pretty killer.
Yeah, and back then you just buy it. Maybe, this looks interesting. You can't do your research. You can't have Blockbuster Music. You could listen to the CD ahead of time. But anyway, I just blindly bought the Ozfest '96 VHS and watched it, and it kind of was the order of the bill.
Was it good?
I mean, yeah, I loved it. I watched it so much, the tape like wore out.
Oh yeah.
But Ozzy, the last performance he played Perry Mason, which is not his best song, obviously, but that was I see now that was marketing because that's when that album came out. So it's like, here, let's bump the single,
a track, yeah.
But I was like, oh, okay. His guitarist was like Joe Young, I think. Correct me, somebody, but I think it was Joe Young, like kind of a no name because it's been Zakk Wylde or it's been Randy Rhoads. These like big, guys, Jakey Lee. But I just thought it was awesome. So I got Osmosis, that album, which had like See You on the Other Side and Perry Mason, and you know these songs. You heard them; they were all over the radio. That was a hit album. granted, it was getting
force fed
I
too.
mean, and it was getting into this like, you wrote a song about Perry Mason, the TV detective from the 50s. Okay. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, Ozzy kind of rips. That's okay. And now hearing like his solo stuff, it's like, just turn it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. A little
it's been
nostalgic.
That way for a long time. Same with Black Sabbath, but like, yeah, his solo stuff is very in the same vein as like how I hold Iron Maiden. It's just very.
Well, and when someone passes, it automatically makes you like a little bit more like just appreciate what they've done for music or done for their genre or done for pop culture or whatnot. That it's like, you just kind of like have that good feeling, you know. That was my thought, is like, man, that guy did a lot of cool stuff. He was a good artist in the form of art, like not the best musician ever, but like art is about encompasses everything, and he was like from like showmanship to like being the guy to like be, you know, like Billy Idol is like that. He's not the best like at anything and any of his stuff, but like Billy Idol's like an icon. Like he just has that it factor, and Ozzy had it, and the show was funny when I mean, for 2 years straight, I watched pretty much every episode to see what Jack was up to, or like, you know, just to hear him yell, you know, Sharon, just like that was just part of it. And it was like, that was the golden age of MTV moving off of music, and we had to simply be okay with it. Like, oh, this is the world now. We don't have MTV anymore. So MTV had to come up with good stuff. And that was pretty good. Yeah. It really was. Like, it started the wave of like, then they couldn't reproduce it. They tried with Whose House? Run's House. Yeah. It wasn't. Now it was pretty good. The little guy, his little son was like, he was pretty funny and pretty ornery, but it wasn't the same. But that was what they were going for. Once they realized that they weren't going back to music and they had to like keep this thing going, they could never really find it. And then the real, like with the Real World, and like where they try and make it authentic when we all know it's not. Yeah. You got some strangers, you try and pretend that they're gonna like live lives together. People watched it and it was popular, but not like the Osbourne family. Like it just wasn't the same.
They spawned VH1 to make shows like that too, like Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah, all those, dude.
Gene Simmons family.
Yes. And even on different channels, like from TLC to like whatever, these different shows. But
the same.
But
didn't hit right.
So this is our ode to Ozzy Osbourne. Salute, sir. Like, you made us feel. I would say that is the compliment that we could give, is you made us feel something, right? That's the goal, is when you listen to something or hear someone, or if you're around them, you know, you should feel a certain way. And if you can look back at an artist's work and feel something, then okay, cool. That, you know.
I'm butchering the top comment on the post on Reddit. The top comments on any Reddit thread are just
sure they're always going to be
and like it was, you know, rest in peace, you know, a true icon, you know, a heavy metal god is whatever, and then someone was like, correction, God is now heavy metal or something like that. Just flipped it around.
Yeah.
I butchered it. It's nothing like that.
Yeah, so that was halfway good.
Just almost there.
Kind of like the show. Yeah. So we will do better next week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Okay, so if you happen to like this episode, please tell a friend.
And if you didn't like this episode, please tell nobody.
Be sure to like and subscribe on Apple and Spotify, and of course, YouTube.
Follow us on social media, as the links are in the show notes.
Remember to check out our next episode, where we will tell you how it's related.